And good morning, and much to a big delay.
Yes. Technical difficulties.
Yeah, the mics don't work. It doesn't do any good for y'all to look at us, does it?
Yeah.
And I know absolutely no sign language.
Yeah, me either.
This is Memorial Day.
It is.
A little howdy. Don't forget, we've got the program coming up this morning at 10 a.m. at the Lauderdale County Courthouse, and you're planning to attend, aren't you?
I'm hoping to. Yes, I'm hoping to.
We went from I'm attending to I
well,
hope
I'm
I'm
hoping
attending.
to. I wanted me and my husband and my son to go, so I don't know how that's going to play out. So.
I'm headed down.
Anyway.
It ought to be. There was a lot of events this weekend. I didn't make it to every one that I wished I could have. I know that the Shriners did a big car show on Saturday morning. Highland Park, they did the touch and go. And we do have some footage of Highland Baptist, let me find it here, from yesterday, of where they held their touch a truck.
Okay.
And
Is that where you have to have your hand on the truck?
Well, no, this is where they
that?
bring out the fire department, the police,
Yeah.
and the kids get to come up and touch it and investigate it.
Okay. I'm thinking.
As you can
Something
see
else.
there.
Yeah.
They and it's good
They
for the
look like they had
kids
a
to get
bunch
to
of-
know it.
Yeah. A bunch of things.
Real neat thing there. The Meridian Police Department, that's what they had at Highland Park also earlier. But kids get a hands-on feel for that, and they get to get inside the fire trucks and see how it works.
That's right.
Neat stuff.
But it is Memorial Day, and it's not just a day for a cookout and a get-together. It is a day to remember those who have given their lives for our freedom so that we can have the freedoms that we have and live in this country every day.
That is
it's like,
absolutely true.
And they're still out there to this day fighting for our freedom. So we're so thankful for those who have given their lives.
Some gave all, some gave some. Or some gave some gave all.
That's right.
I had it backwards.
Yeah.
But we all know what the meaning is, and remember that.
And remember their families too that they've left behind, because they miss these family members, and it's not a just something that you get over. It's something that you live with for the rest of your life. So,
A quiet weekend for the most part across Meridian as we wake up this morning. Now, I did report something and had to make an adjustment on it after it was posted. There was a reporting at first of a shooting that happened west of Highway 39. And then after somebody called in and said, look, my car just got shot up. Police arrived. I got on that, and then come to find out as police investigated this, it was not that at all. Someone had come up and robbed their car and busted out the window, and it looked like their car had been shot. So they backed that up, and I changed that. If you're wondering, well, didn't I see that? You did, but it was a change after the investigation got underway. I had a report yesterday. Several people called on this, and drinking and driving does not work. Now, why did I use the word possibility? I got several reports of, hey, I see a car weaving all over the road. It's assumed that they could be driving, but you never know. It could be a medical emergency.
Yeah.
And so I used the word possibility, and there was a lot of people going, well, what do you mean possibility? Either you are or you're not. Well, I wasn't in a car until police arrived, but it was a dangerous situation regardless.
Yeah.
So that was
So they
happening.
did get the person.
They pulled them over, yes. Taken off the street. And, as usual, we usually have somebody that gets confused on these one-way streets. We had that a couple times. Nothing major at this point. But a lot of arrests this weekend. As well, let's go here and take a look at this, Candace. Don't be riding around if you've got a stolen gun.
Yeah, that's probably not a good idea. Yeah.
No, it gets you a ride downtown. And that it did. That happened on 44th Avenue and 21st Street. Now, we're awaiting more information from the Meridian Police Department, as I'm being told that there was possibility of an arrest this weekend of a murder suspect possibility. We haven't gotten the details, but that's in the works. So we look forward to hearing from MPD on that issue.
Yeah.
That's a pretty
They've
serious
been pretty
one.
busy lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have removing these people off the streets, and we're thankful that they are doing that for us.
Here's the
Keep
question.
everybody safe and
Have you been close to the house this weekend, or have you been out a good bit?
close to the house. We've been working in our yard. I mean, it's been a non-stop all weekend. My husband's in cutting grass, and I've been cutting grass and working in flower beds. So
And I have too.
Home.
So I have not rolled through the first license check yet this weekend, but I know a lot of you have. The highways and byways are busy no matter what
Yeah.
state you're in. as police check those. So.
Make sure your license is up to date and you have insurance on your car.
And that little card, which is floating around in your glove box somewhere that you don't know where.
Yeah. And you're not wanted for anything. That would be a good thing.
You know what I think I need to buy is one of those laminators. Because if it's just a regular piece of paper, I lose it. But if you put the little plastic stuff around it, I can keep up with it better.
Right, like your social security card. You know, I can't talk this morning. I'm getting tongue-tied. But yeah, it's a good thing to laminate things. Of course, they did say don't laminate your COVID vaccination card.
Yeah, do what you want. It's yours. What are they going to do?
I guess because if you get any other boosters, they write it on the back.
And they also say that about your Social Security card.
Oh, really?
I've had mine in my wallet since I was 9 years old. Yeah, the Social Security police have not gotten me over that yet.
Yeah. I don't know why they would say that.
It's still in one piece because of that.
Yeah. Because if you change your name, like if you get married and you have to change your name on it, you got to
planning
go
on that.
down there and get a new one anyway. So,
Yeah, and they do issue new ones there.
They do.
But mine's and you have to get that with most anything. I was 9 years old and wanted to put it in my $12 into a savings account. A long ago, withdrew that and bought a Hank Jr. CD. So that didn't work out. Hey, this is big coming up. Highway 15. They got a big sale going on, and it kicks off tomorrow, June 2nd through the 5th there.
Okay.
100 miles of that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that from last year or not.
I did not get to go to that, and then I missed the other one because we were out of town.
So that's going to go all the way from Newton, Mississippi to Maben, Mississippi if you can take part of that. It's a big deal. Hope you'll get out and support
you can
that.
find some good stuff.
Absolutely. More on the way with Scotty Ray and Candace. We got a little bit of a late start this morning, and I apologize for that. It was unforeseen trouble that you could not fix within 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Rump, bro. That's all I got to say. I was in a panic.
He was in a panic. I was trying not to ask too many questions because, I guess you're like me. I can't multitask, so don't ask me anything when I'm trying to do something.
That one I was trying. Yeah, it's just hard to explain. We've got more on the way. Don't rush off. Scotty Ray and Candace on this Memorial Day. Spring is here, and it's time to quit spending all of your weekend cutting grass when you could step up to a Skag zero-turn mower. Freeman Tractor in Collinsville has the #1 rated zero-turn mower, Skag, with cutting widths from 36 inches to 72 inches. Skag, the #1 choice of professional landscapers because they know nothing outcuts or outlasts a Skag. 0% financing for 48 months with payments starting as low as $129 a month. Stop by Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 and see coleslaw or buttermilk. The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville is passing along these great savings. Fresh blueberries, $3.39 for a pint. Fresh strawberries, $3.39. An 8-pound bag of Idaho potatoes, $3.99. Fresh leg quarters, a 10-pound bag, $6.99. Twin pack Boston butts, $1.79 a pound. A1 steak sauce, 10-ounce bottle, $3.89. And family pack select T-bone steaks, $7.99 a pound.
We're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
It's a scientific fact. When faced with the question of wanting more or less money, people will choose more money every time.
The large pile?
I'm attorney Richard Schwartz. If you've been hurt in a car wreck, why choose less? Call me, and I'll get the money you really deserve. Why pick less when you can get more?
He got me more.
Much more than I expected.
You can't argue with science. Call me. One call, that's all.
Now, one thing I always think that when there's tragedy in America, I think the President of the United States, whoever it is, should go to it to show support for the families.
Right.
Biden did do that. He landed in Texas yesterday afternoon and toured. They are saying now that he is suggesting that maybe they demolish the school and rebuild. And, you know, to a degree, I can understand that. It would be, it's the word cloud over the school from here on. If that's not done, who would want to go into that room
Right.
where they lost that many lives?
I can understand that too. Yeah.
So that is being talked about. They have not said specifically if that's going to happen.
Well, you know, those children, either way, are going to be afraid to go back to school.
Uh-huh.
You know? They probably need a lot of counseling. You know, the ones that were in there when all that happened.
Now, I'm getting so many conflicting stories of 40 minutes. I'm getting 60 minutes, and then another one says it's 90 minutes on the response time of the police. Why didn't they go in? The Department of Justice is opening a case now to find out why. They're even saying that the police chief, when it all went down, did not have his police radio with him and was unaware that this situation had happened.
Oh, goodness.
Again, that's headlines. That doesn't mean we weren't on the scene. We don't know what went on behind the scene, but we do know that they did nothing, that they stood there, they held parents back, and it wasn't until the Border Patrol arrived and they rushed in. They did not wait. They're trained.
Now, the ones that were outside of the room who could hear the shooting going on, had they been shot themselves? Had they been hit by bullets?
You talking about cops or children?
Cops.
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, because I had heard a story where they possibly were running in after him and got hit and were out there because they'd been hit. I don't know. There's so many, like you said, conflicting stories.
You dig into this, and the police, that police chief, for whatever reason, did not think, he thought he was barricaded in a room by himself with no children. I've read that in several different things.
The guy?
Yeah, and the shots that were coming with the children dying instead of him shooting in the air. And this
That's
is
awful, though.
He is known as the bad guy this morning.
I saw a story.
Coward.
Yeah. I saw a story just a little while ago about one of the children in the classroom had to crawl out of one of the windows, cut his arm all up and stuff from the broken glass. But he had seen a teacher that had been wounded, and he was trying to get out of the classroom just to get away. I mean, it's just horrible what these children went through. The ones that survived,
Right.
and the families they're going through the grief of the ones that they lost. I mean, it's a horrible thing.
As you dig deeper into this, we're going to find out more over the next few weeks. We feel for each and every one of these kids. A
Yes.
very bad guy. We find out that the guy's sister was in the military. She has gone home to be with her grandmother that was injured by him. There's no words for it.
Right.
There truly isn't. And it is the top. I know that a lot of you are going, okay, I've heard enough about this, but it is the top of mind awareness for the nation right now as we go into Memorial Day weekend. What happened to these children?
Yeah.
As more develops, we'll tell you more about that. Biggest ever Tom Cruise movie this weekend, $151 million alone in the United States.
Yes. I heard, I had read that the other day.
Yeah.
And they say it's a great, great movie.
I got a
So-
text last night that said, believe this or not, it's better than the first one.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people comment, or I've seen a lot of people comment about that, saying that it just ties in really good with the first movie. A lot of times, sequels
Don't
do
work out,
that.
do they?
They don't do that. But they said that it is, a lot of them did say that it is better than the first, so I'm ready to see it.
Already grossed over 200 million worldwide, but 151 in the United States. That's big.
And I will say Tom Cruise does not like he's aged that much.
That'd be because
Now,
he's
he's
got
the only
great
one.
doctors.
If you've seen all the other ones, I had seen a little story the other day, and it was showing all the pictures of the ones who were in it before, the before and after.
Right.
know. He's held his, I don't know, he's aged well. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think he's aged any because he's had help.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of us, a lot of them out there. Raquel, where you at? We know what you're doing.
Some people, though, with help, still, they look worse after
Yeah.
they've had help.
It's all about what you can afford when you go to that little doctor
Yeah.
there. You get the discount bargain one, or do you go ahead and get Dolly's? I think he's been to Dolly Parton's there. So that was one of the big things that happened this weekend is the movie there. Sunshine throughout the weekend. It's going to be a lot of people barbecuing today. And if you look at this, they're saying that the average cost, and this is the average expense, is $80 more per Memorial Day cooking.
I can see
$80
that.
at this point would not even touch your meal.
Yeah.
That'd get you a glass of tea and some weenies, and that'd be about it.
I can see that, really. I mean, everything, meat has gone up tremendously.
Yeah.
I mean, it really has. So,
Scott asked, how old is Tom Cruise? He's got to be in his 60s, doesn't he?
I would think he'd be in his late 50s, maybe.
But you got to remember, I was a kid, and he was in where he was in his underwear sliding across the floor.
Yeah, I'll look that up on a break.
We'll find out there.
Yeah.
But
somebody could probably look it up. But.
yeah, somebody will let us know here in a moment. As we get into Memorial Day, and this first come out early yesterday morning, this has turned from something bad to tragedy. When we tell you not to drink and drive a boat,
Yes.
they really mean that.
Or a car, but a boat for sure, too.
5 people dead this morning, all in the same family. They were struck by somebody that was drinking and driving a boat. The father is 51. The mother is in her late 40s. A son that was 23, another son that was 17 years old were killed, and 2 others also. They've got others that are in critical condition. Again, this happened in Georgia.
It's awful.
Words cannot describe how bad this weekend turned out for them. There's nothing wrong with having fun whatsoever, but this is not John boats to where if you bump a boat, these are high-speed boats that run as fast or faster than a car.
Yeah, you've seen people though take off across the water just at top speed, and you don't know. I mean, it's scary being out there because I've seen people do some crazy stuff on the water. Really.
I can't run fast, so I'm safe. We're getting word. Sandy White says he is 59 years old. Peggy Sue looked it up also. Williams on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good morning from Newton. Debbie, how are you doing over there? Here's something neat of a bad situation that we have to say that a boy, they have not released their names, and it's heartfelt, I think, of what I'm reading here. Someone has paid for every funeral of the 21 people that have lost their life in Texas. Paid for it 100%. Is that not
That is
a kind gesture?
Yes.
And let me say this. I want to say thank you to a group. I was faced, as I told you, my first cousin passed away. Well, as it come to be, I called Brother Chris Gully, and he was out of town. He couldn't do the funeral. So there was no one left to turn to that I could get at the last minute. So I had to conduct a funeral service, and I have never in my life stood before anybody and done that. But I want to say a big thing, and my speech was a little bit different. Dylan told me, he said after it was over, he goes, the first time I've ever heard you do like an Obama speech. And I said, what do you mean? He goes, well, you know how Obama pauses?
Yeah.
I had to, or I would have lost it.
Yeah.
I could not carry it like we're talking here. I had to do it in groups of about 4 words and
Gather
pause.
yourself.
Yeah, because I nearly lost it. And I stood there, and the reason was I felt guilty. I'm not going to lie. Of someone that I grew up with who didn't have the opportunities that I did, who didn't have a mother there. Like if you were to cut your finger, he didn't have a mother that would put a Band-Aid on him and pat him on the back and kiss him. He had a mother that would have told him, tough, fix it yourself. His brother was a doctor. He just didn't have it. And, I'm not sure what I said.
Yeah.
I done the best I could. But the thank you that I wanted to send out to was the housekeeping department at Rush Hospital. They came out in droves. They loved him. They took care of him. Dennis Ray Wigginton, and they were kind of like his second family. And I wanted to do a big special thank you to each and every one of y'all. You got a little extra pass there I think you're going to get when you get to heaven for all that you've done. And I just want to say thank you.
Yes.
Before I get another tear in my eye. That was something else. I just wanted to say a heartfelt thank you to y'all. Yeah. We're on the way. We're going to go back over this day and time here and try to get caught up and tell you about all the different. We got a hurricane a brewing. Her name is Agatha as she comes ashore this morning. It's all on the way this morning, y'all. Stay close to us.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, daybeds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
And welcome back as we visit our friends at Maple's One Stop Shop, who have got it all fired up for you there. If you're looking for breakfast, an egg, some grits, they've got all that for you there. You can either visit the Causeville or the Chevron station this morning for that. They're working on the lunch menu. They'll have that going in a little while to get you fed and on your way there. So much to do. If you need a cold drink, as we're looking for lunch and coffee. That's a big one there. And one of the cleanest places you'll ever step into in town.
It is. It's spotless.
And always has that clean smell, like Mr. Clean going on in there. Cold drinks and a whole lot more. You'll find them. They've got 6 locations scattered across town where you can get lottery tickets and anything that you're looking for. From Bonita to Pine Springs to Causeyville, over to Last Chance to Broadmoor, and also that 31st Avenue Chevron. See them today. Maple's One Stop Shop. Great folks that'll help you out there.
Seeing all that food, I'm starving this morning.
I'm kind of growling too now that you mention it.
I had been drinking a protein shake in the mornings, and I hadn't had any of that, so
Let's be honest.
a little starving.
A protein shake.
It's good. It's like a milkshake, but it just fills you up, and I guess it curbs your appetite. I don't know, it makes you. It really does.
Okay,
It's protein powder that's vanilla flavored, so it tastes like a vanilla milkshake and we usually put some bananas or strawberries in it or something. It's good, Scotty Ray. You need to try it.
I will take your
Do
word.
you like milkshakes?
Some. It depends on who makes it.
Yeah, well,
Now, I have to give McDonald's kind of credit on that. They're pretty good at those.
okay, well, this is better than McDonald's.
Oh, Candace and her home remedy there.
It is.
Amanda Lunsford, good morning. Thanks for watching from Enterprise. She's visiting her husband and her sister and husband. Glad to see you there. Betsy, how are you? We look back on a few things that happened on this day. This next guy I bring up, he would go on after the Civil War to serve for the United States again, but he was known as the Gray Ghost. He passed away on this date back in 1916. And why do I call somebody the Ghost? Well, he was elusive. He would slip in and really gave Ohio a lot of trouble. He is noted for sneaking in one night with 4,000 people there, sneaking into the camp and walking away with the general there. Spanked him in front of all of his soldiers. That he did. The Gray Ghost. He was 82 years. John Singleton Mosby passed away on this date back in 16. He was one of those. The 1922, this was big in Washington, D.C. No word yet. I don't know anybody that was there, but they dedicated the Lincoln Memorial on this date. I said Washington so many times I almost got carried away. Had to be a big day there. Beautiful building, and it's so amazing that during the 20s that they could build something so architectural.
Yeah, I know.
It's actually better than what they build today, I think.
Look, when I drive through neighborhoods with old homes, the detail in those homes, you just don't see.
No, you
anymore.
don't.
You just don't. I don't know that people do that kind of.
They can't afford a square foot anymore.
Right.
Folks, what we going to do?
I know. Can you imagine some of those large homes if you were to build them nowadays? You couldn't afford it.
Yeah, you better be kin to Elon. Hey, and I have to, I'll tell you that in a minute. I'll go back to that. 1961, somebody named Ralph Carter was born. You go, I don't know Ralph. I've never heard of Ralph. But, oh, yes, you have. As we go back to Good Times. Little Michael off Good Times.
I was going to say, didn't he play Michael?
And I looked at a current picture of him and thought, there is no way that you're that same dude. You grow up, your facial just changes, and he just doesn't look anything like he did back then.
Yeah.
Some kids, you can see it all the way through life. 1964, she's big. The tour goes on without her mother now, as Winona was born on this date back in 64. Red hair.
Yep. Show red.
It is. Very talented young lady.
She is.
In 1966, for years, we never saw this guy. And I don't think to this day there's any current pictures of him.
I know. I don't understand that.
Does
that
he
she
really
never,
exist?
I think he does, yeah. But I just think it's odd that he's never with her. Or if he is, we just don't know we've seen him. Because we don't know what he looks like.
Carl Dean. And, of course, he owned a construction company. I think he paved roads and done all kinds of things, but really out of the spotlight. And you got to say, the man kept his tongue. I mean, if my wife had run around with Kenny Rogers like that, I might have said something.
Well.
Just thinking out loud.
Yeah.
And, of course, he inspired the song Jolene, making those deposits down at the bank, and the old teller there named Jolene, so she wrote a song about it. 1981, I remember this. I just mowed grass and saved up my $9, and I went and bought this album. It was out today. Hank Jr. released Dixie on My Mind. Who remembers that? Off the Rowdy. Stuck up here and got Dixie on my mind. As we go back to 1987, who remembers Sybil Shepherd?
I do.
That TV show Moonlighting?
Yeah, she was in that. And then she had another one. I think it was called Sybil, her show.
What has become of her? I
haven't seen, that's the last that I knew that she was in, was that show that I thought it was called Sybil. But
it's kind of like she vanished. Like so many stars do that you'll see them and then it just kind of fades away. And you hope that they made a good living off of what they did because not much else happening.
Well, it was kind of like that show called Sybil, I think, was kind of like it was about a dried up actress that she's trying
Really?
to get roles. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that's what it was about. But I'm not saying she's dried up, but I'm just saying that's what it was about. You know?
I could be wrong on this old boy, but I remember his career was going big, and then he got in this fight and was rude to some elderly people on the water in a boat.
Oh, that
And
don't
I
work.
really didn't hear much out of him after that. And he could be big now, and I just don't know country music anymore. But Billy Currington was born on this date. And y'all remember him for Good Directions and things like that. But he got ugly one time with an elderly couple on the lake around a Memorial Day or something like that.
Probably
Mighty-
not going to work for you,
Yeah.
especially in the South.
Not in country music.
yeah.
It just doesn't work good.
No.
That's a few of the headlines that happened across America over the weekend. And back in time, hopefully you remember a few things. I wanted to go over a few things with the weather. I kind of got everybody's attention because we want to pay attention to this. Today we're going to get into 90-degree weather. And I'll quickly scan through this to show you what we've got happening today. 90 today in the Meridian, Philadelphia area. As we go across to Alabama, it looks like, yep, we're going to have 90 there also. Now, as we keep going down to look at this heat wave has not ended. So y'all be ready for this. Look back here in Texas, East Texas. This is creeping towards us.
Oh, good.
And what's it going to do? Well, here we go. Here's our outlook of the next 7 days. 90. I hope your air conditioner is working. If it's not, call Chuck Sanders and have them come help you.
That's right.
Now, some areas of concern that we want to put out here. Let's go ahead and look at this. Agatha is coming ashore right here. This is in Mexico. We're expecting this to cut across, and when it comes out on the other side, a 30% chance of still lingering of a possible storm. It could build. Most forecasters are saying that it's going to turn and go in here to the Florida way into the Gulf. A few days out on this, later in the week, we'll know more, but something to watch and keep in your mind when it comes to weather. It's not headed toward Mississippi or Alabama, but our friends in Florida, y'all be ready for this, and we'll follow this storm as it comes across.
Yeah.
Hurricane season is Wednesday.
See,
Just
I'm not
in time.
looking forward to that. I don't like, at least with a hurricane, you can prepare.
Yeah.
You know, tornadoes, you can't really prepare for that.
It's making its
Other
way
than a
toward
storm
us.
shelter,
Yeah, I
you know.
know. And you think, oh, we live so far away from the coast. If we go back to remember what has happened here many times.
Right. Yeah. Yep. I mean, we still get the winds, and it can spawn tornadoes off from stuff like that.
Yeah.
So hopefully it'll stay away from us. But look, this morning I looked out the window and I noticed it was like a good breeze going, and for some reason as I looked out the window, I thought it might be a cool morning, you know. Then I opened the door and it was like
Heat wave.
the
over at-
humidity. It was just like, it just seemed like it was muggy outside. But
Now, are you a big Joe Exotic fan?
no.
Okay. Well, his husband has filed that there was a prenup. Joe's lawyers say, oh, wait a minute, there was no prenup. So Joe is saying he's going to get half of whatever husband has. We'll see how this works out from behind bars, of course.
Yeah.
Two people fighting, and he wants to marry his cellmate now, I think. I think that's what's up.
Huh. I'll be watching
Boy.
my back.
Yeah, in that place, you really should.
I mean, seriously, didn't he plot to kill someone or something?
That's why he's in
yeah.
there.
So, I mean, I would hate to be his cellmate.
Yeah, buddy. So that's going on there. Scotty Ray and Candace, this is Monday morning as we all get back together and begin this wonderful Memorial Day. Scotty Ray and Candace, we'll be right back. Spring is here, and it's time to quit spending all of your weekend cutting grass when you could step up to a Skag zero-turn mower. Freeman Tractor in Collinsville has the #1 rated zero-turn mower, Skag, with cutting widths from 36 inches to 72 inches. Skag, the #1 choice of professional landscapers because they know nothing outcuts or outlasts a Skag. 0% financing for 48 months with payments starting as low as $129 a month. Stop by Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 and see coleslaw or buttermilk. Chet's Paint and Body, by most of all, wants to remind you of what today is, Memorial Day. If you have an accident, they'd love to let you keep their name in mind when it comes to fixing your car. They're located there in Center Hill on Highway 495. From dents and bruises, no, they fix it all there. From front end damage, they'll do that. Maybe a red light was run. Maybe you got side swipe. Or maybe it's just as simple as, well, you got your car scuffed there in the garage. They'll handle all that, from front end work to major damage to something small. See Chet and his team. Their honesty and dependability is what it's all about. So many people visit them. That's their paint booth. And, of course, they do classic cars as well. No matter the need, and they treat each car as if it's theirs. They know how you want it to look. Great paint. Talk to them. They'll process all of the insurance work for you, handle it for you. All that right there. That's the main office. Drop in and visit our friend Chet's Paint and Body in Center Hill. Great work, quality workmanship, and, well, a name to stand behind it. That's what it's all about there.
That's right.
So, what all is on tap today?
Just finishing up some stuff at home and maybe cooking out. I don't know. Maybe cook
short
something on
week?
the grill. Yeah, short week. So, I'm off on Mondays anyway. So,
Oh, so it's no different for you.
Yeah.
Is it?
and I had taken off for some reason on my book Tuesday, but I'm gonna be working. So,
Candace has got to go back. Her husband said no more sitting around the house is what that amounted to. Let's see some other things that are stirring today. Do y'all remember the movie American Graffiti?
I remember the name, but I never watched it.
Ron Howard was in it. One of the guys that was also in it, Bo Hopkins, has passed away at the age of 80. If you were a big fan of American Graffiti, he has passed away at the age of 80. I was trying to find a picture of him from the show, and I can't find a good one there.
But that's him.
I think, that's Bo. Yeah, he was in a lot of, TV shows where he played
yeah.
cops.
Yeah.
There he is. That's Bo.
He was on Dynasty, too, it said.
Oh. She's up on that Dynasty stuff.
He played Joe on Dynasty.
Yeah.
That's what it says. So.
Just wasn't as entertaining as Dallas to me. We did get Sybil Shepherd's age. She's 72 is what we're being told.
Okay.
And Winnie thinks she may have passed away.
Really?
That's what Winnie said. But I'm not sure of that now.
Oh.
But
Goodness.
72. Oh, let's hope not. Let's see. Is there anything sacred in America as we start looking at things that are going on and they say, well, maybe not? A church was broken into, a Catholic church where they went in and stole. It was worth a lot, a solid gold jewel tabernacle. It was worth $2 million. Thieves didn't even mind that it was a church and went right on in.
Right. I don't think they care. If they're a thief, they don't care where,
True.
they don't.
As
No
we look at the
respect.
weekend, who got a DUI? Who was driving and drinking and shouldn't have? Did you see the headlines? Yeah. Nancy's husband behind bars. He went. I'm sure she's bailed him out by now, and he's probably gotten an earful by then. Now, I've always said this, and this is by no means running down the Catholic Church. I don't want anybody to misunderstand me what I'm fixing to say. The current Pope. Sometimes I don't quite agree with what he does. But do y'all remember the bishop that spoke up and said, Nancy, I'm not going to give you
Right.
communion? He's been passed over for a promotion because he done that from the new Pope and gave the promotion to the guy that gave her.
Communion.
Yes.
Huh.
It does make you go, huh. Now, keep in mind that on this world, men think they're in charge, but one day you will answer to a higher calling.
Right.
All I got to say, whether it's the Pope, it's me, it's you, one day there's a big man that you'll answer to. And I just, because I always thought that they were very, very centered on what was right and wrong on that. But this
Yeah.
Pope's just a little different on every subject.
Well, I don't think it's for the Pope to decide. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think he should be decide. I mean, if right's right and wrong is wrong,
Right,
and
but-
there's no in between. And
But
if he goes
with
by,
what he done with that promotion, it almost
that's
shows.
that partiality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, I thought y'all might want to know that. Take it for what it's worth. Write that down in your diary and just remember that there's news stories about it all over the place. The governor of California has COVID. Governor Newsom has come down with a bad case of that over the
It's
weekend.
ramping back up.
I'm
in
hearing
a lot
that.
of places. So, and even I think in Mississippi, I've heard. So,
Now, the thing that scares me is this monkey thing, the monkeypox. Have you seen what it's doing to people?
yeah, it's a bad looking. It's nasty looking. It really is.
So
If
we
you've not seen
hope-
photos of it. But yeah. Hopefully that didn't come here.
Yeah, it's about 8 cases that they have found in the United States so far. Do you remember a few months back the detective that was on TV from New York that had it was like a bachelor party, and this woman police officer did a dance,
and the wife got mad? Or something?
Yes, you remember that?
Yes.
That same police officer that done the dance is back in the news this morning as she showed leniency toward her brother-in-law who might have got a DUI. She's been suspended for interfering with that.
Goodness.
She can go home and practice her lap dance now.
Okay.
Break out some new moves.
That might be her second job, Scotty Ray.
Joni. Okay, I'll stop there.
Moonlighting.
She might be. Let's see. Meghan Markle's father has been released from the hospital after 5 days. Kind of scary there for a little bit there. No word if his daughter has went to visit him.
Yeah, he had a bad stroke, right?
Yes, that's my understanding of it. Bo was in Walking Tall also. You're right. Gerald Griffin, I forgot about that. But we're losing folks left and right, aren't we?
Yes.
It's been a string of these.
It really has. That was a what was the last one the guy that we lost the other day was in a.
Yeah, and the 37-year-old girl that had cancer
Right.
from the.
Yes.
So this makes number 3, and it'll hit me in a
Ray
second.
Liotta.
Yes.
Yeah, Ray Liotta.
So thoughts for all these folks as this happens. It's so sad, and they're not old.
No.
Not at all.
It's a scary thing.
Let's see. A married school football coach. He's 29. Has been charged with sexually assaulting a 16-year-old at school. That's in Missouri. It's not going to be good for him. More and more of this is being found out, and you can't hide from these things. Those are a few of the stories. We've got some more coming up here in just a moment with Scotty Ray and Candace as we start your Monday. I hope you're having a good time.
Yeah.
I am, by all means.
I know. It's like, I don't know. I'll tell y'all in a minute a story about South Africa and the weather.
Okay.
The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built-in, are conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group.
I got the most difficult phone call you could ever receive. My husband had been in a car accident. He was hit and killed by a distracted driver.
Mary, losing a loved one is always devastating. I'm glad we were there during this difficult time.
Welcome back. Let's talk about this. Today you have time to scan around, sit back and look if you're thinking of getting a new home. Before long, it will be, okay, I want to move to a different school district. A lot of people do that. We're moving into that season with that,
That's
with fall coming back up as school winds down.
That's right.
Got so many to choose from there. Folks that buy them, sell them, see them. They're fine customers there of Snowden and Company. They'll take the time to show you exactly what you need, and you'll learn to trust them. Whether you're buying, selling, then other folks that you pass along. Word of mouth is traveling. They're great. And they've got so many homes to look at, whether you're looking for the Bailey area, if you're looking for DeKalb, maybe you're looking for the Northeast District. There's different homes in those areas. Dalewood, of course, that's Northeast as well, but a beautiful view there of the lake. You can find that. This home is just absolutely gorgeous. You can go down to Enterprise, see all these. Clark, Neshoba, Newton, Lauderdale, Brandon. Anywhere here, all the way towards Jackson, Mississippi, they'll hook you up with a home if you need it there. Even Lake Ross Collins. Hadn't heard whether this one's under contract yet or not, but it won't last long. I promise you there.
They go
See
fast.
them. They do. Linmore out in Marion. Maybe that's where you want to move to. They've got it. Visit with them. Talk to them. Amanda will be glad to help you there by calling 453-3937. Here's her staff. They'll help you. And again, you can visit them online. Take a look at those homes before you go.
That's right.
Enjoy it there. Let's see, I'll be going down in just a few, down to the ceremony at the courthouse. Hope it's a great turnout for this as we remember our veterans with those who gave all and what Memorial Day is all about. And of course, there's always the controversy of did it begin in Mississippi? Some other states try to claim it, but they say that it happened in Columbus, Mississippi is where it all began.
Okay.
What'd you want to say about Africa?
Oh, I was just going to say that I'd seen, we were talking about weather and hurricanes and all. There was a bad storm that went through South Africa, and it was like 300 people dead. It was 12 inches of rain in a 24-hour period. And so I think landslides and flooding and all that were involved with that. But so it's gotten bad everywhere.
It has.
Prayers for those families.
The biggest
300.
sporting event with the most folks is back in action. The Indy 500. 300,000 people showed up to see that.
Goodness.
I don't
That's a
think
big crowd.
they didn't let that bother them. I don't think there was any mask involved, and I think they're all okay. It is something to consider as we start looking at this as people talk more and more about the COVID ramping back up.
Right, yeah. Practice the hand washing still. I think everybody got in such a routine about doing that they're still doing that, so which is a good thing. But hand washing and using your sanitizer is a good thing. I don't know about the masks, but...
Yeah, we can tell you this of what not to do. Someone has lost their job. Let's say Candace was not married. She was dating a boy that was a sheriff's deputy. Your kid doesn't mind you. What do you do? Well, you grab his taser and shoot your kid.
No. That is not a good thing. Yeah, don't ever use the taser.
She was kind of like a correctional officer. He was a deputy. They'd both been fired over the situation. Apparently, there was a video that floated around, and you can't do that.
I wonder if it was a joke, which is a bad joke.
Yeah, that went
wrong. A very
wrong.
bad joke if you're doing that.
She shot her kids in the buttocks, as they put it there.
Goodness.
That left a little sting there. But they can think about it. They're in deep trouble with that now.
I'm all for disciplining your kids if they need it. But
Yeah.
Don't use a taser.
Yeah, not smart.
Don't do that.
Let's see. I wanted to mention this also. The Shriner Center is in some stuff that they're selling here. There are onions there, as we pull this up to show you there. The Hamasa is selling those Vidalia sweet onions there, $12 up for a 10-pound bag.
Yeah.
You can find them on Dale Drive. And I think they got, cheese also.
Yeah.
If you're interested in this, drop by and see them. The cheese is back. You can get mild, sharp, or extra sharp. And let me tell you, when they mean sharp, that puts that face on you where you go,
Yeah.
We've all been there.
It's good with tacos, though.
It is.
That extra sharp cheese, yeah.
So what is your specialty to cook on days like this? What is the meat that you have to have that is a must? Is
For
it
days
ribs?
like this?
Is it ribs, or what is it that you got to have?
I mean, the easiest thing is to put a burger on the grill, That's the easiest thing, hamburgers and hot dogs. But I don't know. Everything's gotten so expensive. I would say steak, but you're going to pay like $40 for 2 steaks. At a good thickness.
Yeah.
But anyway, like ribs or tenderloins.
Those paper thin steaks just make you mad, don't they?
Yeah.
You eat it and you go, gosh, I'm still hungry.
Yeah, I know.
Been there,
Just
done
want
that.
more. Yeah.
We did want to mention this. A Florida student has been arrested. He's 10 years old. You go, why would a 10-year-old? They escorted him out in cuffs. There's a reason for it. He sent text messages threatening a mass shooting in Florida. They took it very seriously, came and arrested him. And that needs to be done to set examples of you can't do this.
Some kids love attention, even if it's bad attention, but that's a bad choice right there.
It certainly was.
Goodness.
Well, that's going to wrap things up for us. 15 minutes shy this time of doing a full hour. We apologize for the inconvenience.
That's right. We hope y'all have a wonderful day, and do take a moment and pause and say a prayer for those veterans and their families, the veterans that give their lives for our country, to have the freedoms for you to be able to cook out with your family
That's
and do
right.
the things you love. So hope y'all have a wonderful day, though, and the weather's going to be beautiful.
Yep.
And see you tomorrow at 8 a.m.
Thanks a lot for joining us. We appreciate you so much.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: